Hello, my name is Andrea. You are watching Just a Recruiter, the motivational tips and tricks show. The main reason why I'm doing this show to give you a little bit of an insight into my head as a recruiter, and hopefully I will motivate you a little bit during your journey to find your dream job. So this week, funnily, not funnily, but I have heard the word fear in so many different channels. It actually come up in so many different conversations, in so many different aspects of my life. And I started listen, to this word fear. Why is everybody, using this word? Why is it part of so many different conversations? So when I talk to job seekers and I listen to them what they would like to achieve, and they all kind of started this week the conversation that I'm afraid of doing this. I was afraid of pinging you. I am afraid of, making this move. I don't know what to do. And I realized fear is part of everybody's life. This is what most of the people making their decision based on. This is how we regulate our day-to-days. This is how we approach situation and human connections, as well as our careers. And I often ask the question, out loud or to myself, why fear is just so prominent in everybody's life. I started obviously thinking to myself and kind of just reflecting, what I am afraid of and what kind of fears I have. And the list is just so long. Fear of not being loved, fear of being rejected, fear of failing, fear of being judged, fear of, like heights, fear of anything and everything, whatever I do or whether whatever I do not do is based on what I fear. And according to some clever people, there could be a potential switch in around your, halfway through your life, and you potentially have an opportunity, or most people will be able to transition from fear to love. And some people have the ability to make their decision based on love even at the early career, the early of their life. And I wanted to share a story who is about the person I met 2 years ago, actually already 3 years ago. And she came into my life at the very, very right moment. And as I learned, I came into her life at the very right moment as well. I was looking for a cleaner. I had so many areas, fears as well, like what people will think if I get a cleaner. But I had just so much going on in my life. I needed some help, and looking for somebody who can help me just do basic cleanings seemed to me an easy step to do. And it wasn't easy. It took me a whole year to be, to feel confident enough to make this step and look out for cleaners. So I was looking for a cleaner, and the very first advertisement I come across with, I called the person and we met, and we agreed. We actually, just liked each other. We thought, each of us were like, okay, to go forward and work with each other. So she came to my house, and what she did was beyond every single expectations that's humanly possible. So what I got from this person wasn't just a clean house. It was everything that somebody, could hope for. Something like love. That's it. I don't need to actually define love. What I got wasn't a clean house. What I got was love. And she was just so diligent, so, everything you can imagine. Like, she was so focused. She put everything into her job. She wanted to do the best job, and she wanted to be good. And she was excellent, more than good, excellent what she was doing. She was very focused, as I said. She is a single mom. She always needed to take care and care for her son. She is from Eastern Europe, living in Ireland. She had, a basic English, but she was fearless. She came across fearless. She was just so determined that she wants to make herself and her job a success, that the language barrier was not an issue even for a second. She found a way to bridge it using dictionary, text, and everything. And her attitude, her motivation, and her approach to be the best in what she is doing, the excellence, she represented, just gave that extra bit. So what happened was, she was working in a office environment, doing late shifts. Sometimes she needed to stay overnight, and she was exhausted. She didn't complain, but obviously it was too much for her, especially she was living and looking after her teenage boy on her own that time. So she told me, when we had a discussion, I was recruited, that she is looking for a job and she would love a change. So a year after, a position came up in the company I worked for, and she went for that role. It was a janitor role, and it was already a big improvement for her in terms of the hours, the lifestyle. She actually gotten her family life back. She could be with her son during the evening for dinner time, and in the after that as well. And a couple of months after that, once she gotten the job as a janitor in that new company, there was an internal opportunity for an office-based position. And she came to me saying that she is dying to get this position, but she was aware that her English wasn't good enough. What would I suggest her to do? Sometimes your advantage is your disadvantage, because she was so great at cleaning and being a janitor. The manager who was hiring for that position was reluctant to consider her application, because he didn't want to lose her in her original role. But we had a discussion, and the lady, prepared herself very well. As I said, she was so determined, so focused. She was so bright. She is so bright, and she learned everything she needed to know for the interview. I coached her a little bit. I also recommended her, by the way, to start a course to improve her English, which she did. So she really put all the time and effort into her personal and professional development, and she got in the role. And it's been over a year. She passed probation, and she has been extremely successful in the office role, what she's doing. It's a great success story, and what I've learned from that as well, she approached her challenges through love, through determination, through focus. She provided the best what she could, no matter where she was in her life, but what was in front of her. She never thought about too much in the future. She only thought about where she was there and what the next back step is for her. And today she is where she wanted to be. So I'm very happy for her. I'm happy that I had a chance to meet her and know her. She taught me a lot, and I know she's watching this show, and I wish all the best for her. I know this is just the beginning for her, and she's come a long way, and she has a lot more to go. But again, she approached her life through love. So I hope you can do the same. Maybe try for a day and see if anything's going to change for you. If there is a challenge or a task or a life situation, just put your fear aside. Take 5 deep breaths. And see if you can make your decision using your heart. Thank you for being with me today. I hope you see you on my next show again. Bye.